This is Ian Lamont. I'm an experienced independent publisher, and today I'm going to walk you through the steps of creating a new ebook on Amazon KDP. Information on how to contact me is in the description and bio, and let's get started. So we are on Amazon KDP, and shortly I'm going to be pressing this button that says Create. But before I do, I just want to let you know that I have a lot of assets that are ready to go. And when I say assets, I mean things like ePub file. Where is it? Yeah, ePub file is this one right here. So I've already created my ePub file. I use a software called Atticus to do that, but there's other ways to do it. I already have a cover, so let's take a look at the cover. It's this right here. And I also have something called a metadata file. And I just use an ordinary text editor to do this. I know some people, they use spreadsheets or special software to do it, but basically I found a text editor where I can copy and paste the information right into Amazon KDP is the best way to go. And in the text editor, I have information like the title, subtitle, publisher name, publication date. I have all of my ISBNs. These were reserved on Bowker. And then I have things like categories, keywords, and down here I have a description. Okay, so let's get going. This might take about 15 minutes or so, but there's lots of steps, and I probably will make a mistake or two. This is what I found in doing this over many years, that something is always wrong, or maybe there's an issue with your file or whatever. I'll just try to work through it as best I can, but let's get going. So you can see my other books that I've published down here, and then I'm just going to hit Create. So it's going to ask me some questions. So what do I want to create? I want to create a Kindle ebook. By the way, I also have a paperback version of this book, but I'm not doing that step yet. So I'm just going to create a Kindle ebook. And then it's going to walk me through these 3 tab screens, asking me different questions about what I'm doing, and then also asking me to upload files. So book title, so the language is in English. The book title, as I said before, I have it right here. Genealogy in 30 Minutes, Volume 1. Subtitle. I definitely recommend using subtitles because Amazon uses the keywords in your subtitle to help people find the book and also to help categorize the book. So this is kind of a generic, relatively generic subtitle, but I've seen, actually, I should say, for other books that I've published, if it's about like, let's say it's about a specific piece of software, I'll mention the software or the kind of the very specific details so people can find the book more easily. But this is Genealogy in 30 Minutes, Volume 1, a guide to discovering the stories of your ancestors and sharing them with family. Okay, so series. If your book is part of a series or will eventually be, you can add it now. Alternately, you can add it later using the options on the bookshelf. So this is actually part of a series. This is Volume 1. There will be a Volume 2 later on. Let's see what happens when I say add to series. Okay, this is a new series. How is this title related to the series? So this is the main content. Next step, enter series details. Go to series setup. Series title. Okay, I'm just going to call it Genealogy in 30 Minutes because that's the name of the series. Ordered, display numbers with the titles to indicate that the book should be read in sequence. Okay, unordered, do not display numbers with the titles. So I think I'm just going to keep it right here. I'm going to keep the description blank for the time being. I'm just going to click Submit Updates. And I don't have a series description yet, so I'm going to go back to the title setup. And basically what Amazon just said for the series description, they'll just use whatever's in the first book. So, you know, to be honest with you, it's a planned series. So I have Volume 1. I haven't even started Volume 2, or I haven't started putting together Volume 2. Okay. Genealogy in 30 Minutes. Book number 1. Oh, actually, I don't know if I want that because I'm calling it Volume 1. I don't know if I want it to be book number 1. So I think I'm actually going to remove that from the series. Okay, done. Edition number. So this is the first edition, but I don't think I need to state that. Author. So that would be me, Ian Lamont. Contributors. In some cases, I've used the contributor, and this is really more important if, for instance, the contributor has like an outsized role. And there are other people who've worked on this book, but mainly in kind of production and editorial roles that are not primary. So I'm not going to enter the contributors there. The description, I do have something, and that's right in my convenient metadata file. Just going to paste that in. Okay. And Amazon lets you do some simple formatting. So I'm going to bold that. What I like to do also is to italicize things. And then this should be bulleted. I might have to do some formatting here. I'm not sure. It worked. Good. Bulleted it out the way I wanted to. And then there's extra space there. Get rid of that. Italicize again. And I think we're good. Okay, I own the copyright and I hold the necessary publishing rights. I do. So I've had a publishing company for more than 10 years, and the publishing company owns all the rights to the books that we publish. And sexually explicit, no. Reading age, it's not necessary for this. Primary marketplace is Amazon.com, although it will be sold in other marketplaces too, in categories. So this is important. Unfortunately, KDP makes you go through this kind of drill down approach to finding the right categories. I know what the categories I'm going to be using are. Nonfiction. Oh, there's something called under education reference genealogy and heraldry. So I'm going to see if I can find that one. I have a feeling probably not. No, I don't see it there. Let's see if it's under reference. I really wish that they had just a way to... Oh, genealogy. Okay, I want that one. So general, I'm going to add that. So I have 3 more categories, and I definitely want to add as many categories as possible. So this also touches upon local history. To be honest with you, I don't know what is the appropriate category here. So I might just say United States. Subcategory, I'll just say state and local. Okay, I think that's good. And then it asks me to go even further. So I'm just going to say general. Okay, and add a third category. Let's see what I had on my metadata sheet here. Family and relationships, extended family. I think that's okay. So let's see if I can find something. Where do they put that? Parenting relationships. I have a feeling it's probably... Oh. Family relationships. Extended family. I'm not even sure that this is the right one. You can see that this gets to be tricky. So maybe crafts, hobbies, and home. General. All right. So I have 3 categories there. I'm actually going to copy these over just for my future reference, because I need to do this actually for the paperback edition shortly. So I'm just going to keep those there. All right, save categories. All right, now keywords. This is important too. So as I mentioned before, Amazon uses the keywords that are in your title and subtitle to help people find the book and also to help categorize the book. But sometimes you can't put keywords in your subtitle or title for various reasons. For instance, it may not look appropriate, or it may be something a little bit too obscure to appear in the title. So metadata keywords are really helpful to kind of helping Amazon know where the book should be. And also sometimes just for actual straight up search terms that people use. So genealogy books. So let's do it this way. Genealogy gift. Ancestry book. Genealogy book for beginners, because I saw people were looking for that. And then guide is already in the subtitle, so I'm not going to use that. Genealogy books for adults. And maybe put family history, because people will be looking for that term. Okay. I'm ready to release my book now. So that is not true. I'd actually rather wait make my Kindle book available for pre-order, set the release date. And there's a reason why I'm doing this. I'm actually still doing some of the marketing part of it. So I'm going to make it available on the 18th. And by the way, a lot of publishers, they don't do anything like what I'm doing right now, where I'm just publishing, a couple weeks in advance. Many publishers are actually operating on like, years in advance or many, many months in advance. That's not the way I roll. There's a lot of reasons for it. I'm not going to get into it here. But basically, everything's ready to go except for the marketing. So I just want to give myself a little bit of wiggle room to basically be able to promote it or get everything set up before the 18th, which is about a week and a half from now. All right, save and continue. Now it's going to be asking me to upload content here. All right. So add digital rights management to inhibit unauthorized access to copying of digital content files. I do not recommend doing this. And the reason why is because even though it sounds useful, like, oh yeah, I don't want people like torrenting or pirating my ebook. The first thing is that very few books are torrented or pirated in this way. I mean, and usually they're things like textbooks. The second thing is sometimes if you add DRM to a book, it really causes problems for readers. Like they can't open it, some permission's not working, even on a Kindle, and it's just a big mess. So I never select that, and I don't do that. Now, Mobi files won't be accepted after March 18th, 2025. So Mobi was the old format, ebook format that Amazon used. It's not using it anymore. Ready to upload your pre-order book manuscript file? Yes. So I'm going to upload it right now. And I think I told you where it was. Let's find it. It's under production, ePub. This is it right here. So I'm going to open that up. One thing before I do that, note that the size of the ePub is 5.9 megabytes. So Amazon has a system where if the book is over a certain size, you have to pay extra money for a supposed download fee. It's a complete scam that Amazon has perpetrated for the past 10 years. And the reason why is because, I don't know if you remember this, hold on, to complete uploading your file, please click save and continue at the bottom of this page and submit for pre-order on the next page. All right, well, looks like I've done that. And then it says upload a cover. So the ebook actually contains a cover, but there's a separate cover that they're going to use, I think, for the Amazon detail page or the listing on Amazon. So I have that too. Let's see if I can find that cover. So they want a JPEG, not a PNG, and I'm going to use this one. Okay. So it's processing the file. It's not showing up yet. Now, AI generated content. I advise being careful here. So first of all, the book that I'm uploading, the book that I wrote, it took a long time to create that. This is something that I've completely written myself. I did not use any AI to help me write it. I also didn't use any sort of AI for pictures or photos or diagrams. I did not use the AI to help guide my writing, like, ask ChatGPT to write an outline or a chapter listing for the book. I didn't use any AI. First of all, I don't trust AI. Secondly, I think if you say yes, did you use AI tools in creating text, images, or translations in your book? I think that causes problem for the book on Amazon. I think Amazon is starting to realize that there's a lot of garbage AI showing up, and then if you tell them that, yeah, this is AI, I'm afraid that Amazon will actually turn that into a second-class book. That's not to say that AI books, can't be good, or books that are written by humans are all good. That's not true either. But I just don't trust this, and actually, for me, it doesn't even matter because I did not use any AI, so I'm going to say no. Online preview and quality check. Running quality check, this could take up to a minute. Well done. Your manuscript does not have any spelling errors or image issues. Wow, I'm very happy about that. So I'm happy about that. Maybe I can launch the previewer. Actually, let's see if it will do it. Sometimes in the past, I found that the previewer takes a long time to... Oh, wow, that's really fast. All right, this looks good. So you can actually select the type of device. So I'm going to use a Kindle e-reader. That looks really good. I'm really happy with that. Yep. This is good. Okay. So I'm really so this looks quite good. I'm going to X out of that because I've actually already previewed this on a real Kindle, and I think we're good here. So the ISBN. Now, Kindle ebooks are not required to have an ISBN. Well, it's not required, but I do because I want my book to reflect kind of the ISBN that I created for it, and I think that it gives me more control as a publisher over how this book is used. And here is my ISBN. Publisher, I30 Media. That's the name of my company. Other people would do something like, Maple Leaf Press or something like that. But I have an actual corporation, and it's called I30 Media Corporation, although on Amazon I just usually call it I30 Media. So save and continue. Now, this is something you need to be careful with. Enroll my book in KDP Select. I do not recommend authors do this. There's a couple reasons for it. Amazon will say, oh, well, if you enroll it in KDP Select, you'll get some benefits like better placement on Amazon. You can set the price of the book to 0, which is helpful for marketing, especially if it's a series. There's other things you can do. The problems with it is it has to be exclusive. That means you cannot have the book available anywhere else except on Amazon KDP. Also the payment for KDP Select, it's not dependent on the price that you set. It's rather dependent on the number of pages that are read, and Amazon kind of has an arbitrary amount of money that it splits between all of the millions of authors who have books on Amazon KDP every month, and you get like a small share of that. So the people that really can make a lot of money on KDP Select are usually the authors who are quite successful already, or they have thousands of people reading their book every month. But for a new book by a relatively unknown author, it's you're not going to make any money off of that, and I don't think the marketing benefits are worth it. So I never advise people to enroll a book in KDP Select. Territories, all territories, I'm good with that. Primary marketplace, Amazon.com. I've already selected that, and I'll select a royalty plan. This is pretty funny. So of course it's going to be 70%. So there has to be some minimums there. So I'm going to set that to $2.99. That's the price for the book. And then for the royalty, I'll get $1.69. Actually, that's not quite true because Amazon's going to be taking some money for the delivery of the file, so it'll be less than that. So what they've done is they've basically converted the $2.99 into other currencies. I don't recommend doing that. What I do recommend doing is kind of changing it to kind of numbers that are good for price marketing. So 2.99 euros. Whoops. Just basically copy and pasting in there. Japanese yen. I'm going to do 399. I don't think any Japanese people are going to purchase my book, but who knows. 14.99 Canadian dollars for my Canadian friends. Oops. 3.99. Give them a little discount on that. Whoa, that's not right. Okay. Mexican pesos, 59.99. I don't think I'm going to be getting many readers in countries that aren't English-speaking countries, but okay. All right, so I'm going to submit this for pre-order. Let's see if they accept it. Done. Okay, that's good. So this is exactly what I was looking for. Now it's also prompting me to publish it as a paperback, and I'm going to be doing that too. But basically, that's how you create a new ebook in Amazon KDP. If this video helped, please take a moment to like it, follow me, and I'll see you next time.